$1 increase. Okay, so an APC is actually a ratio of C and Y. So I put in this point in case some of you are reading or doing past year paper, you got a little bit upset why there was not enough discussion. Okay, move on. Point number 2, you must study LCH. But I want to highlight to you, please drop that pyramid diagram. It's useless. Stop studying that diagram. Okay, you should prepare your own numerical example. A person 20 years old live up to 80, work until 60. Okay, remember you don't have calculator. Prepare your own example first. Focus is always MPC. Right? Living years divide by, what should I say, working years divide by living years. Okay, then they like to ask retirement age. Okay, or maybe live longer, etc. Okay, then PIH, right? It's talking about income change. You can use mathematical or graphical. Graphical is optimization diagram. But in section A, remember, you don't discuss both. Okay, alright? So when you're practicing, do take note. Then make sure you study REP. Copy these 2 sentences in. Okay? So you do expect REP to come out, but it's not easy to explain. REP is not just government spend. REP is about households' behavior affecting government's policy. Government aims to increase consumption, but households are forward-looking. They know government's policy will result in future taxes. So the key word is they are forward-looking. Alright? And if they are forward-looking, they will react. They will reconstruct consumption pattern, but household plan for smooth consumption. Okay? So I'm not going to elaborate, I'm not going to reteach REP. I just want to make mention, when you're doing your 6 exam papers, every REP question, make sure you have these 2 sentences, double underline to show the examiner, so that his eyes will pop out and say, you may be writing rubbish, at least you will not get a 0, because you explain the key behavior. Forward-looking, smooth consumption. Okay, I want to warn you, REP questions are not easy. Right? You must be one that can write very well. If you are one who are more dependable on equations, you can't really do well for REP. Okay, so REP may not be your best 4 questions. It may be your question 5 and question 6 that you can only earn 2 to 3 marks. Okay, alright, so I leave it to you to read out the rest, but this is a quick checklist. When you want to study consumption topic, it's not KCF alone. You must study LCH, PIH, REP. Okay? Then moving on, section B. Remember, my task is to convince you, don't do consumption theory, and if you want to do, you better do a good job. Okay? By now, you already left with 4 weeks. If you still cannot determine optimization, to you, optimization is I draw wherever I like and looks nice, can already. You don't do the topic because it's a very glaring mistake. And the next slide already shows the glaring mistake. Okay? If you could not decide what is the best consumption theory, to you, you only know KCF. You do not know when to use LCH or PIH. You actually cannot do this topic. Right? It's not an easy topic because you have to determine the theory you want to explain. You must know all the theories very well. So I want to highlight to you, yes, it's a guaranteed question in the exam. But over the years, it's getting tougher, especially part C. So unless you can tell me part A and B, you can earn 14 marks. Then you do consumption theory. Your third question must earn 14 marks, remember. Your third question cannot earn 7 marks only. You must not do it. Go and do section A question. You see? So the choice of the third topic must be one that you must prepare, not I study and I see how. Okay? So what comes out for consumption theory in section B, part A or part B is usually income change. It's always optimization. So if you plan to do this topic, you definitely must know how to derive the IPC. You must derive. You cannot state. Okay? Section B, you must know all the derivations for the topics that you chose. Okay? Then you use it to discuss optimization. Okay? Very often you see question likes to test income change. So if the question is on income change,
write your IBC in this manner. Why do I recommend writing IBC this manner? Because on your right side is called total wealth. Anytime when Y2, Y1 or both of them change, you say total wealth increase or decrease. As a result, the left-hand side is called total or lifetime consumption. Alright, let's say total wealth increase, total consumption will go up. But what is Fisherian's approach? He says you must have smooth consumption, therefore C1 and C2 must change together. Not one at a time that you like. No, they must change together. This is optimization, this is Fisherian approach. If this is really new to you, you still didn't know you must derive IBC, you still didn't know this behavior, please don't do this topic, I beg you. Yeah, because it's very glaring if you can't do it. Okay, so moving on. Right, if you are doing optimization for income change, take note, please don't get kiang, don't act too smart. Okay, don't assume initial borrower or saver. Don't. If you are discussing income change, start with zero savings. Because if you are a borrower, then you suddenly become saver, it's very strange. Start with simple answer. Then discuss how you plan for smooth consumption that resulted you to become a borrower or a saver. So it is very clear from zero savings becomes positive or negative savings. Okay? So with that, let's look at this question. This is test question. Right? There's a fall in one period's income. Now, if you look at this diagram, this is what all of you will do in the exam. It looks logical. Okay? That you say, oh, income drop, you shift the IBC leftwards. You should be worse off, so you happily draw an indifference curve at point B. You walk off in the exam hall thinking that, hey, consumption question very easy one. You know you got a zero already. He will not give you a single mark at all. Right? This is totally no understanding of Fisherian approach at all. But when you are in exam, when you are stressed, you're not thinking coherently, you won't know this is an error. So if you want to do this topic, you must be 100% confident of your diagram. This is clearly a wrong answer. Okay? Because the student picked point A, income Y1, Y2. Where is the first mistake? The student didn't label C1, C2. Right? The optimization diagram is not Y1, Y2, you know, it's consumption. There must be C1, C2. I will show you the accurate diagram later on. So the student say, oh, Y1 drop. So the student mark up Y1 prime, keep Y2 constant, draw the new IBC, and then happily draw a difference curve inside. Why? Because income change, so consumption this period must drop, so I'm at point B. You get zero, you know. Alright? There is no leniency at all. If you do ADAS, there's greater leniency. This topic, there's no leniency. Okay? Alright, so with that, let's take out a piece of paper. So today's lecture, you will see, besides going through the key points, I will still make you draw so that you can recap and check your competency level.